What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode with your boy Phrankleen. If you can see me, you can hear me. Hit the like button. If you're watching this as a playback, thank you for joining. Hold on, let me put these on mute. Right. If you can see me, you can hear me. Hit the like button. There's about 30 people watching now. Hit the like button. So it's going to be a brief live stream. I'm a T. You're right. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend. So, following my video, which is basically I have the right to demand monthly allowance from my children in the diaspora, right? So, it was the parent of someone that watches my my channel that basically sent me a long-winded email, and then that led to that video. So I'm getting more people like the parents of diasporans. So this woman, I actually woke up to this email today. This woman went on a rant, and she's basically saying, she was telling me about how she suffered as a mother. So, you know, it's sort of similar to what I've done, but the difference in this format is I want people to call in. But today, before I carry on, I'm going to provide you with a link in a moment to join the conversation. It's going to be strictly 2 to 3 minutes per person, okay? I've had a lot of feedback from people that people do get carried away, and then some people are waiting in the background. So they think I'm being unfair by not letting them get the chance to speak. And I took on the feedback. It's not my intention, all right? But so I said I was going to make changes. So somebody said you're in trouble now. So we're getting all these. If you want to join the conversation, just come in the background, you know, click on the link. I want people to come and contribute. So basically, these women was saying all sorts, telling me about how she suffered and how she got out of her way, went out of her way, even with her husband, to make sure that her children had good education, had a good life, and said 3 of them, she even got into debt for them to get married. And that's the bit that got my attention. She said, oh, when they were going to get married, I supported them. I gave them X amount of money. They had elaborate. And then this woman was making comparison with, for example, in the West, overseas, at the age of 18, something, you know, parents can ask children to leave home and stuff like that. Okay. And then she's saying that, oh, back in Africa, in Nigeria, for example, children can stay at home, you know, I mean, you know, until their 20s, or maybe some of them even their 30s, before they then decide to go, because, and so most parents don't charge them for rent. She went on a rant. I disagree. I'm a bit sleepy, actually. Forgive me. You know why? I had a very hot bath. And the hot bath tends to make me sleep. So if you see that I look sleepy, forgive me. But I've got to do this anyway. So maybe you people can wake me up. So anyway, she said she's elderly now. She's got arthritis and all that. And she expects the children, she expects refund from them, and that's not too much. Just by the use of the word refund. So follow the link. I want somebody said go sleep, Phrankleen. Yeah, you notice, right? I had a very hot bath, and it's just like tickling my eyes in the background. But no, I'm all right. I'll be okay. So some of these parents are wilding. I'm getting these elderly people now sending me emails and saying, there's actually another parent who's gone in, said, I'm westernized. What? Because I have these views, I'm westernized. There's another one that says, oh, I'm on a journey to get rid of African parents. Ah, oh my days, man. Yeah. You know what? It's very important for people to join this conversation. You don't have to show your face, man. You know what I mean? So basically, this woman says because she's paid for her children's weddings, she this and this, she's older now, she lacks funds, she wants a refund. I want someone to, people to join the conversation before I tell you some of the things I've got on my mind, because I don't want this to just be Phrankleen saying it, right? Please click on the link. Come and talk to me, man. Today is this is why I'm using StreamYard. It's I want you to join the conversation and tell me what you think. So, like I said before, man, first of all, if two adults, maybe your son or your daughter, decides to get married to the love of their life, right? That's their choice as adults. As adults, you don't have parental obligation to pay for their wedding, right? You don't have parental obligation. You don't. Now, there's something called gesture of goodwill. If you are willing as a parent to then say, I'm going to support you and your partner, your wife to be or your husband to be, here is a gift of £10,000. Here is a gift of £15,000. That's on you as a parent. Because as far as I'm personally concerned, I don't think any well-meaning peer of adults that are claiming that, oh, they want to settle down now, you shouldn't go around asking for monetary support to get married. For me, I think that in itself is red flag. If you are dependent on people to fund your wedding, then there's a problem. There's something wrong. But this is what tends to happen with most African parents. They hijack their children's marital amalgamation, right? The wedding. They hijack it in order to keep up with the Joneses. Do you see? If the two people that want to get married say, oh, we just want maximum of 50 people, they hijack it. Oh, no. Oh, me, Mrs. Such and such and such, Mr. Such and such and such. People must know, people must see that my daughter is getting married. People must know, such and such must see that we have, we flex, we spend money. They hijack it for their personal ulterior motives. You don't even need me to tell you this. Right, let me bring on the first person, man. Hello, Esther. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my God. I can believe I am live with you. It's a pleasure. Nice to meet you too.
Right. So what do you think about the topic at hand?
What I think is that I am raised and born in Spain. My parents are from Equatorial Guinea, so this is common also in Equatorial Guinea, not only Nigeria. I am now in London, and I can relate I am the eldest of 7 children.
Wow.
And yeah, and despite living in Spain, I have seen how my father was struggling to maintain his family back in Guinea. My family, my mom, my siblings, and my father, we were struggling during years without holidays, without a lot of things. And at the moment of the truth, nobody, now my father is with cancer in palliative phase at this moment, and
Right.
nobody is coming back from Equatorial Guinea to see how my father is, to check how my father is, after all the money he has spent for nothing, okay, for
Mm,
nothing for my family. So, Franklin, you know, this has been a lesson for all of us
mm.
because I have seen that despite my father was suffering, he was starting to try to make the same with us. And he has found how we have fight back to say no, no with us. We have seen what happened with you, okay? And despite you can think that we are acting right, you must stop acting selfish, okay?
Mm.
This is what we think. This is my point of view. And what I think also is that to all those persons who are in the West, in the diaspora, even if they were born in Europe or America or not, we must be selfish with ourselves. And first of all, we are our own priority.
Mm.
Because if for any reason we need something, nothing and nobody will came to help us
Yeah.
because we are the ones who are providers. They don't
Yeah.
expect that we may need something from them back in Africa.
I think I lost you there, Esther. Thank you, Esther. I think I lost you. Might be bad connection. Thank you. But I get your point. Let me bring on the next person. Hello, Paul.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, how you doing, bro?
Hi, Franklin.
Hi.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear. What do you think? What's your view with what's on ground?
Frank, I've been a very strong follower. Yeah, Franklin, I'm so happy that I join you live because I live in Arizona, so the difference with time is way, way back due to my work.
Right.
So today I'm lucky to meet you live.
So what do you think, bro?
Okay, the issue you are talking about now, it directly concerned me. I live in Nigeria, worked for some time.
You're a mute, Paul. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so my can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Go on.
Okay, so my mom, she really really struggled to take she really really struggled to take good care of us. My mom is what I call a philanthropic business person. That is that is very very funny. You
Um,
know, she's been doing business, but
Paul, your connection is really bad. Okay, try to reconnect. I'm gonna have to get the next person on. Hello, Pat.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, frankly, I think most parents think that they are entitled. It's a must that, oh, I raised those children, so they owe me. You know, our African parents, I don't know what is going on. And some of us over here, we enable the foolishness. Somebody needs to sit them down and talk to
Hmm.
them, you know, for them not to think that we plug money, you know, from the tree over here. They don't even understand what is going on, but they're I mean, it makes me sick to hear all those things. I'm sorry. That's my 5 cents.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate you. All right, Talani, hello,
Hi, can you hear me?
loud and clear. How are you?
Um, just like the other caller said, it's the spirit of entitlement. I've had my fair share of this during my lifetime with my parents, and I think it's it's the spirit. Some of them don't even need the money, but they want to collect that money from you. I can say that you can't say all your children because there are five of us, and the five of us are doing okay. You get money
Mm,
from one, you get money from two, you get money from three, and to five. What do you want to use all that money for? And this opens a door of so many things. Like these parents are getting swindled, even in Nigeria, through churches, through religious houses. They know where all these children are. They know that your children are abroad. So they use the parents to target them. I've
mm,
had my fair share. Oh, give me money to do this. Give me money. And when you don't give them, you become the black sheep. They start
yeah,
reporting you around. They start
emotional
talking
abuse.
about you. That you are stingy, but they don't
Yeah,
know how much you're struggling. Even, and I will say, some children out of these parents are part of the problem as well. If one person try and stick up for the other one, when you know, like sibling relationship, when you know a sibling is struggling and you know what they're going through, try and stick up for the other sibling that, oh, this person didn't give me money, but she gave me money. You know, that kind of thing. Not that just sit back and keep quiet and let that
mm.
one be bashed. Because not all fingers are not equal. We all going through different things.
But do you know that? Do you know that the reason why some siblings are biased is because, especially the ones that are back home, when they know that, say for example, like you were saying, when you if you're living abroad with your other siblings, or maybe you're the only person, when you're sending money home monthly to those parents and whatever, those ones on ground usually benefit from your money that comes monthly. So if the money is no longer appearing, or your parents are saying it's not enough, then join forces with them. So they wouldn't be there to argue sensibly on your behalf and say, oh, mom and dad, you should be considerate. Like, very rarely will you
Yeah,
find a sibling that will be sensible. The moment the flow has stopped, they join to antagonize you.
yeah, you're quite right. But in my own case, it's not the case at all. I don't have any siblings they depend on. All of us were okay. But it's the bashing out. I want to be good in my parents' eye. So therefore, I'm going to give them money. Then if you don't have it, I will bash you. You know, that kind of thing. And also, not apart from the fact that these parents deliberately do this thing with a spirit of entitlement. A parent that is okay taking rent from wherever they've developed themselves when they were younger, they've already taken rent. Please, what do you want to use all this money for? You want to use it to make you look good in the eye of everybody. you
Mm,
know they start taking your money, giving other people the money
mm.
you work for. And when those people come across you, they'll be like, oh, you are living big, not knowing that out of the little you make, you're giving them out of it because you just want to do something for your parent.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
I've stopped doing that long ago. I've killed my conscience when it comes to being guilty on that part, because I wouldn't want somebody to ruin me entirely. And it also cuts off happiness by the sense that you want to try out to take money out of you everything that you're going. The bills are enormous, and you want to
Yeah,
take out of the bills that you tend to suffering yourself when your parents are living large, and they're going around the religious houses putting money for tithes, putting money for anniversary, putting money for whatever. Your parents are buying something for the church worth hundreds of thousands, and you're looking at it like, what the hell?
that's my
So
that's my that's my hard-earned money that you're giving
that's
away to
what
religious.
exactly, Franklin,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's what I just want other people to share their opinion on as well. So it's nice
Thank
talking
you.
to you for the very first
I
time. Thank
appreciate
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic view. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's get the next person on. Oak.
Hey, big up to you, Frank. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
This is my first time of joining you live, but I appreciate your channel very much. So, what I've got to say is, I think it has to do with individuals and who they really are. I mean, our parents. What I've learned the hard way is, I keep my money now. There are trust funds that you can keep for your kids to go to school. So when they say, I'm single, I don't have kids yet, but I have trust funds for my kids. When I have kids, and this is going to be for their tuition, this is going to be for traveling. And this
so
is
you have a trust fund in advance now?
Yes, yes. And this is a take home. This is a take home for me. Like, I don't want to make the same mistake my parents are making. And that's one of the things I learned a lot from your channel. So what do I do to remedy that? What do I do to put myself in a place where I don't have to depend on my kids to fend for me? Sometimes these parents are doing these things out of desperation because they really need money. Sometimes, yeah. My mom, she's about 62 and she works in a Dumota. She's a loving mother. I love her to that. She has her own cash. Before I came into America, she gave me 200,000. I'm like, hey, use it to do whatever you want to do. And now in America, she has her own money. She'll just say, yeah, and you'll see alone. Find
That's
something.
all right, man. That's all right.
Find something for the girls. She didn't buy any money, find something for the boys. You know, those kind of play. Those kind
That's
of.
all right. There's nothing wrong with
it. Exactly.
That's a good mom right there. That's nothing wrong with that.
Trust me. And out of free will, I like, mommy, I from weekend. And stuffs like that. But what I would say is we shouldn't just do this channel for the sake of entertainment. We should learn and try as a community in the diaspora to try not to make the same mistakes.
My brother, if I show you my inbox, sometimes I have palpitations going through some emails, bro. You know, I'm a content creator, right? I'm on YouTube. You go to my channel, and I thank you and several people, you know, support me, you watch. But I've got to be honest, man. I'll keep it 100. When I read some people's stories that they send me, yeah, and they'll say, "Oh, Phrankleen, kindly share this on your channel." My heart just caves in, man. Like, I'm like, dude, how do I even begin to talk about this? Because I'm telling you, man, you see, there are two types of us in the diaspora. There are some of us that are blessed enough that in the worst case scenario, I can grab my passport, I can book a flight ticket tomorrow, I can bounce, I can touch Nigeria, bang, and go and see to whatever I want to go see to, and then come back, right?
Right.
Then the flip side, the darkest part of it are our brothers and sisters who are currently trapped in the diaspora by way of immigration palaver, right? You get what I'm saying? And those ones have it the worst, believe me, because imagine you're somewhere, you're going through the processes, still hoping that in years XYZ in terms of papers will fall into place. You might easily still be waiting the next decade. You know what I'm saying? Life abroad, right?
I don't mean to quote you. Let me share a personal example for you.
Go ahead, please.
I came into America 5 years ago. This is no jokes. And before I left America, lots of friends tells me, hey, Yemi,
where are you now? Are you still in the States?
I'm in Arizona, America.
Okay, cool. Go on.
And some of my friends say, just go and marry Oyinbo, you never get born, and all of those things. You know, that I said, see, I will not marry an American to have papers. I trained as a registered nurse in Abeokuta. And like when I came into America, I came in as a student. No jokes, man. 5 years in America now. I don't have a green card. No jokes. I've not returned back to Nigeria. No, I'm doing my program. I'm still
you're a baby in the system, brother.
I tell you, no jokes, no jokes. Nobody knows where it hurts. I'm sharing this anonymously. Like this Oak is not my real name, but see,
yeah, I know. Go on, man. Go on.
See, no jokes, man. And although I work as a nurse, I'm going to school for my doctorate, and I can't go back home. I really cannot. And I've had some people tell me, Yemi, you are selfish. And I like, only if you understand what man they go through for here. I mean, I've had the Department of Homeland Security come to knock at my door. See, that's what they see for film. No be joke. Now it is real. It is real. And you know, sometimes who you are comes into play. And when I have, you know, you give. When you don't have, my brother, you're not gonna go to hell if you don't give anybody. Especially what you don't have. So two things I would say. One, people, lots of us here come and take pictures, so very glamorous pictures, and flaunt what we do not have. So people back home will like, this guy they do well now, make him do well for me now, and all of this. See, I see them here, and I like, you don't know what they do you. And we really need to change the way we think. If anybody tells you slavery has ended, now lie. It is this guy. What's his name? Kanye said slavery is a choice. There's a way you can connote that thing to understand. Like sometimes it is a choice. So you come here and see one. You know that you're attracted to a slim body woman. You go and marry one big or Igbo woman just to have papers. You're enslaving your mind. How do you train your children? I mean, how do you train your children to face the hard times? And like, okay, when you're faced with this is what you do. It's no joke. It's no joke. See, let me allow other people in respect of other people's time. Big ups to you, man, for this channel. And
no worries, man.
I wish you success, man. And see, another thing, hey, before I forget, please talk about those churches. I learned one built a structure of 16 billion. Phrankleen, we are in trouble. We have been spiritually scammed. This is no jokes.
I know, brother. But thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for your time, man.
Thank you, man. Henry Beans.
Hello, Mr. Phrankleen. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah, it's actually my first time speaking on your channel, so I'm so happy for that.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you so much. I'm just gonna quickly contribute because it is something that has been going on for a very long time. I'm calling from London. I'm calling from London, by the way. So
great.
First, it's about the churches. Frankly, the churches, like they are milking our mothers, our parents, you know. My mother, I think we've been going to the same church, even though we moved to the city, she still goes back to the same church for like, I don't know, 20, 25 years, you know. So at some point, they decided to give her a title. It's not the first title. I think it's the second or the third one. And they know very well that she can't afford it. I was thinking it's free because of the services she has been offering to the church. So I did not realize
she had to pay for the title too.
What are you talking about? Of course. Of course. Well, okay. Let's be honest. It's not a direct payment, but when they announce your name, your children or anyone who's around you must come to bail you. And the bailing is not like 100 or 20 or 200,000. No, it's like a lot of money. A lot of money. So they don't actually tell you must pay. But once your name is on that and your mother is standing there, you must come to bail your mother. And the bailing is it's not like urgent stuff. You have to prepare your bailing in advance. So my mother.
Man, carry on, bro. Carry on, man. My God.
My mother floated the idea like a year before that. I said no, because I know where this is going to end.
You and you, the white garment.
I,
Go
I
on, bro.
said
Go on.
no, because they always say, well, people, we have plenty of, we love money and stuff. But I anticipated where it's going to end, so I said no. Then from that, I started talking to her about the church itself. I said, "Do you even know what this church is all about? All this money." I mean, when I was back home, they started building this church like 15 years before I left. This church, as I'm talking to you today, is still not completed. So they always do launchings, they always do donations, they always collect money, but never completed. So from the title, now we're talking about the church itself, and I'm asking her, I mean, what is your aim of going to church? Like, what do you expect to get? I mean, who created that church? Because as far as I'm aware, I know the history of Church of England, and then how in fact it's just selfish interest, out of selfish interest that it was created, you know.
So
And she said, no.
are you saying these then puts undue pressure on some of our parents? They then pass on the pressure to their
On
children, demanding
I
money.
cannot I cannot call it undue, because they know the pressure is never gonna go to the parents. They target people who their kids are somehow okay, or especially the ones overseas and stuff. So I can call it targeted appointment, or targeted I don't know, titles or something, you know. So we from the title, now I'm trying to educate her about the church and stuff, and then she won't have it. So she's a mother. You can't argue with her, So I kind of backed down a little bit, you know. But on that way, that year went, she didn't do it. The next year, they appointed her again. So now it's becoming shameful to her. Now she's not talking to me because of this. She's literally crying, talking to my siblings, So this is the second appointment. So for her, it's like, if I can't do it for her, then what's the point? And I'm telling you, my mother finished like she was a head teacher in Nigeria. She finished and no pension. So I set up a direct debit. I'm paying her pension from here. Every month I remit an amount of money, and then she's taking care of herself and stuff. But this particular one really broke my back. So I'm beginning to realize that she's not gonna give up, and she really wanted this. And I said, okay. So I agreed, just to make her proud, you know. So in the end, I just want to summarize quickly, like the pressure. Sometimes we don't have to like misunderstand our mothers. Sometimes we have to ask questions. Why are things happening the way? I mean, why are things the way they are? So the pressure was from the church, or I can say partly from the church. But she rejected it, and then they reappointed her again. So now you can see it's not entirely up to her to say no. So this is crazy. The pressure is
Thank you,
crazy.
man.
At the end of the day, just to cut it short, I paid like huge amount of money. I paid. She was happy, but guess what? 1 or 2 weeks later, the stupid I don't know, trophy they gave to her, I think she just dropped it, and I mean, it just broke into pieces, and that was how my money like vanished. And I'm looking at that, and I keep reminding her every day. I think she regretted it a little bit, because I keep money. So this is where your 550,000 naira went, right? This is it. Like, this is it. You give into. I mean, why can't you use this to help yourself? It's to God. It's the service to God. I say, chai, this is service to Queen Elizabeth, not service to God. Don't tell me that. I mean, it's crazy, my people. Just what
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
No worries, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Right. I'm a T.
Hey Phrankleen, how are you? Good evening, everyone.
Hey, what's up? I'm all
How are
right.
you? Good to see you again, and thanks for this channel. Right,
Yeah.
my own to cover, right, is like I said on one of your program the other day. Our
Yeah.
parents give birth to us. They have no financial plan. They have no plan for their future. They give birth to us because of their old age, because they know that when they get to that age, they will be coming back to us for money, right? And from my experience, my parents,
Gunshot.
From my experience, my parents, I mean, they're not really that kind of parents that demand money from us. I give what I want, I give what I have. So if it's not enough, good luck to you. Both of them are pensioners here, so they collect their money regularly.
Wait, your speaker is not clear. I don't know if you're close to the mic or what the problem is. It's a
Can you
bit
hear me?
muffled. Yeah,
Can you
it's
hear me now?
better
Is
now.
it better? Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
Better,
my
yeah.
parents, they're not the sort of that demanded money from us. I mean, my mom, she's okay. She's an Elijah. She goes to mosque, so she's not one of those Christian mothers who are constantly giving tithe, giving offering, and what have you. So basically, what I think is, I'm a mom of 3 children, and I've said to
Right.
myself or my partner, I'm not going to rely on my children. Never. So both of us, we are working full time. Yes, we are paying our NIs. We've got our NI pension pot building up, and we have personal trust funds where we are building money for our future because we don't want to depend on these children. We know, the world we live in today. What we do, people work hours and ends to, just to make ends meet, and then you have families out there asking you for money over and over and over and over again. I mean, what I've done personally with my children, they are child benefit. Phrankleen, I tell you what, my first daughter, she's going to be 8, and she has nearly £9,000 in her account.
Great.
I'm not trying to blow. Yeah, I'm not trying to blow my aunt. So if parents, our generation, if we can try and do something right,
that child benefit, yeah, those benefits, parents.
Phrankleen, I've got 3 of them. My twins, they are 5. They have both of them has over £4,000 in their account. Their child benefit, that's where the money is for. It's not for me to spend because I say to myself or my partner, if this money is not there, won't we look after them? So why should I rely on that money? I know people has issues, different financial issues that they needed that money. But if you are not in that situation, please, women, parents, let's start doing things right. Let's start planning the future of these children. Our parents didn't do this for us. My parents didn't do this for me. I wish my parents, and then even if it's 100,000 naira to say, like Bajagbao, I saved this up for you. This is what I've saved for you over the years. At least I will appreciate that. Sure, you get. So, go on.
The idea. No, I'm just going to chip in that. If you look at the white folks, as much as I agree with their lifestyle, I don't align with a lot of how they do some things, but there are also some things that I admire. They pay it forward. So,
absolutely.
For example, your children's granddad, that would be your dad, for example, would have said, "Oh, he puts X amount of shares in their name, right?" Or there's a piece of land, a parcel of land somewhere, or there's a property somewhere, or or when he passes away, he would say X percentage of his estate, give it to my grandchildren. There's 3 of them. Put £10,000 in a fixed deposit account for them when they are 21 or whatever. Give it to them. What I'm effectively saying is, and I keep saying this, and I'm sure you understand. The point here, we're not saying don't help, but the mentality, I'm telling you, man, this mentality is absolutely deadly. And some of these, they don't even want to hear it. They don't want to sit down. They lack the ability to even have a logical conversation.
Frankly, let me shock you. Let me cut you. Sorry to cut you. My mom is here. She's presently here, but she's meant to fly back to Nigeria in July. But now she's preparing to go. I shock you. Two weekends ago, her house in Nigeria was on fire. Whoa. But luckily, it wasn't a major damage. So, me, myself, and my siblings, so we had to, rally around. We didn't budget, we didn't plan for this. That money has to come out from somewhere. It's going to cost us over £2,000 to, to put the house back in in a state where she can actually go back in. So my point is, we didn't have this money. We didn't budget for this money, but we have to come up with that money. At that point, Phrankleen, a few months ago, I told my mom, can I set up funeral insurance for you? Guess what she said? Are you wishing death on me? Are you reading that to me? So when the fire broke out, instantly, Phrankleen, I got online. I went on to Money Supermarket. I set up life insurance for us. And I told my mom that this is what I've done for you. I said, oh, 38 pounds a month. This woman is collecting nearly 700 pounds in benefit every month. And I said 38 pounds, for a payout of 15,000 pounds. Guess what she said? Oh, that's a lot of money. Can you not reduce it to about 5,000 pounds so that I pay less? I said, listen, woman, God forbid if you pass on, if it happens here, do you know how much it costs to take your body back to Nigeria? As for me, I would not spend that money to take a dead body back to Nigeria.
Thousands.
And she said, oh, make sure that the 15,000 pounds, if you eventually pay it, can you make sure you spend everything on me? I say, woman, listen, you are very selfish. Your generation are very selfish. You're not even thinking of leaving anything behind for your grandchildren. Can you hear yourself telling me, can you make sure you spend all that? I said to her point blank, you are selfish and your generation are selfish. You only give birth to children to look after you when you are, in your old age. It's sad, but it's the reality we African, especially Nigerians, we live in, because our parents, they put us under undue, unnecessary pressure. Absolutely unnecessary pressure. Like I said earlier, my parents, I don't have a relationship with my father. So that one is a different story. I'm sure you remember the story I sent you a couple of months ago. That one is a different story. But my mom, I do what I can. And she can't force me to give her anything I don't have. I give her what I have, what I can afford. And that's
the control mechanism is absolutely dreadful. And I'm seeing from the truckload of emails and stories that I've received from numerous people, I've personally reached a conclusion that some of our parents they are unbelievably demonic, man, in terms of their mentality. I'm finding a very subtle way to say it, because and it's not even the fact that, okay, maybe you have a wrong perception about certain things or you behaved wrongly. It's the rigidity.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah.
The behavior of a dictator. Now, we're talking of a grown up, probably in their 40s, who's married, who have their own kids, their children are even already teenagers. They want to impose. And that's where my mind just go back. Like somebody, like the story I did yesterday. I'm telling you, man, imagine you telling someone, if you don't give me 500, I'm giving you ultimate, like, yo, I wish it. Oh my God, Phrankleen. Like, you're telling me that if I don't give you 500 quid, you're gonna, I'm going to disown you. Disown. Let me buy you that right now.
Exactly. My dad's story I sent you the other time last year. Eventually, I didn't drop a penny. I did not drop a penny, and my older brother was mad, and I did not give a hoot. What do you think? Because he's the sort of person. He's an ex military in the Nigerian force. He's got that military sort of telling you what to do, telling sort of like, yeah, what I want is if it's my way, if it's not my way, it's the highway. And I made sure that I stood my ground. That I am not going to be part of it, and I stood my ground all the way through. Till date, is not talking to me, and I did not give a hoot.
Oh yeah, do your thing. Yeah, you have to prioritize. Like you said, you're a mom, you got your own children, you got your life to live. Imagine, even like what you said earlier, that you're setting aside your children's child benefits. Look what you just dropped right there, and I hope people. This is what we're doing on this platform to educate ourselves, right? Imagine what this woman has done. Yeah, 9,000 odd pounds. What?
At 8 years old.
When that child grows past 18, when they're older, they will thank you. Now, this is what I'm saying. That gives them a nice springboard into adulthood, into life, when you invested nicely for them. What I'm saying is there is no sensible child, right? Especially when your children have fond, great childhood memories and know that mom is great. Mommy has done X, Y, Z. Dad has done this and this and this. You don't even have to ask them. And even, I agree that life happens. Even if you were faced with challenges, right? And you had to turn to your daughter or your son and say, hey man, look, I don't mean to bother you, but Dad, the compassion in them will come rushing.
Absolutely.
Dad, don't worry. Okay, if you have to call your siblings, Dad, we'll sort you out. We'll do this and this and this. Listen, I know you need this. You know, also this and this and this. You need, let's say you need £400 per month to pay something, as an example. And you say, Dad, I can only spare £150 a month. Me, as an individual, I would take it gladly without even moaning. My smile will be touching the back of my head. I will be grateful. But to then say, oh, you're giving me X amount of money. Oh, you're giving me peanuts. There is nothing more infuriating than that. For me, that's the end. You don't, you no longer get a penny from it. That's wrong.
In as much as we don't like, you know, the white people, the way they raise their children.
I don't know who's sending my videos to these people, you know, because I'm getting all this.
And the other day, it was in the news. It was in the news that, you know, mortgage company are stopping, you know, bank of mommy and daddy to support their children, you know, getting on the mortgage ladder. These are white folks. This is what they do for their children. But in the black community, what do we do for our children?
Thank you. This is the conversation that we need to be asked. So parents that have the mentality that, oh, mom, can you set up a life insurance? And they immediately turn to toxic religiosity by thinking you want them dead. It makes no sense. 9 out of 10 times, it's absolutely impossible to have a logical conversation with people like that.
It is not.
And because of the way we are raised, most of us, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're gray. Even people, I know, look, let me give it to you straight. In my family, I've got uncles who are on the edge of 60. I'm telling you for free. They cannot look at their mother in the face and say, Mom, no, I'm not. A 60-year-old geezer that's already in the evening part of his life cannot say no to his mom, and you can clearly see that the mother has got this man wrapped around her finger.
Yep, the controlling is it's unreal, man. It's unreal.
I got news for you. I'm the black sheep of my family. Me.
My husband is like you too in terms of religion. It goes out. He's a black sheep, and people think, you know, it was when he got to London that I changed his view about religion. Phrankleen is you know, he loves your channel. He loves listening to you.
give him my salutations.
He's listening. Sam Olu, if you see him on the channel, Sam Olu, look out for him.
Right. Me. As soon as they come up with a BS, I am that guy. I don't care if you're young, old, you're in your 80s. There's a difference between being blatantly disrespectful. That's not what we're talking about. I don't get out of that. I would never do that. But Mama, no chance. I'm telling you because I'm your grandparent. I'm your god. No. You don't have an outfit to do this. This is unacceptable. Or for example, people are having meetings, right? Some elderly men in the family are sat, and then all the younger men are there too, and then you're asking the women to file out of the room. And then I charged in and I said, why?
What?
Women are meant to be. No, that's misogyny.
Nah.
And you have 60-year-old uncles who are there scratching their head. They can't talk. So this is part of what's wrong with us, man.
It's culture of silence, unfortunately. But anyway, don't let me hold other people up. It's nice talking to you tonight, Phrankleen.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. All right.
Thank you. Fantastic. Let me see. I see Darling. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Is it AC? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
I thought we lost you.
My mic is on now.
Yeah. Go on. What do you think about the topic?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Can
go
you
on.
hear
Go.
me?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I have, and I see this a lot. You know, we get parents that go all out for their kids in terms of weddings, in terms of savings, and then we have the other parents that really just do what they can. And this is how I have to put it. I feel it's for retirement. So I have young people like me that do not want to have one. Why? I have a son, and
your connection is really bad. All right, try to reconnect and come back. I'm sorry. The connection is really bad. I don't know. I can't hear you properly. Right. Shale, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, bro.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thanks. First of all, congratulations on your channel. I've been watching for like 5 years or so awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, so I think one of the parts that we don't talk about in the African community as much is survivor's guilt. I feel like this is more part of African American community.
Right.
And I say that to say that, like, I was in Nigeria, and I've actually recently had to cut off some family members from money because, and my mother included, because basically it's people taking the mick, right? And from the time I was a student, I went to Nigeria for 3 years when I was 16, saw how people live in, and I kind of felt really guilty because, you know, I'm here in the West, and, you know, people are suffering, not knowing what they're going to eat, you know, the next day. So when I came back to the UK, when I was about 19, I was a struggling student. I was sending money back home. I was sending money back to my mom all the time.
Right.
You know, anything that she asked for, send this, send that, I would do it. And I wasn't a rich student. And at one point, after leaving university, I got myself into debt, and I was struggling to get a job and all this sort of stuff. And then she would still keep asking for money. Lo and behold, now fast forward 12 years, I've probably sent over, you know, £6,000 or so to my mother. And, you know, she called me a few months ago, just before the COVID crisis, telling me she couldn't eat. And I was like, Mom, I just sent money to you. Also, you've got 12,000, you know, £12,000 in assets. Why are you telling me you can't eat? You know, what is all of this nonsense? Lo and behold, well, she's got money. She's got money saved and everything. She's just asking me because she just feels like it. And it just got to a point whereby I just got really angry about it, and I was like, the enough was enough, because she knew what sort of state I was in. She knew I was, you know, I had my debts and I was struggling. I ended up actually losing a job after the COVID, and she's still asking me for money. Right.
So
So
wait, you've stopped sending her money now?
yes, I have. Yes.
And what's been the reaction to that?
Not very happy. Yeah, not very happy. Family members. We've not spoken for 5 or 6 months now because of the situation. And
Wait. Your mom stopped communicating with you because you stopped sending her money?
yes, she didn't say that directly, but I know that is probably why. And I mean, thankfully, it's been taking years for me to get to a position I'm in, whereby I can have a disposable income of more than, you know, nearly £2,000 per month, and, you know, change careers and develop myself. But for many years, I was in debt, and, you know, this woman had about £12,000 worth of assets. She had more money than I ever had, but yeah, she still kept asking, and it just got to a point where I just had enough, and I was like, you know, because my plan was to help her get retired. Well, my plan was to help her focus on retirement, and we've had so many conversations about, you know, what is your plans? How much do you need? Let's sit down, let's work this out. But she never. I think she just took a little bit of an advantage of the fact that I was caring, and I wanted to help her, you know, get settled. But she just, yeah, she just took advantage of that. And I think for me, it's a survivor guilt thing. You know, it's like, you know, you hear of all these NBA players and you know, all this football players that help their parents and then 10 years later they're broke, right? Because of they've got that survivor's guilt, like they're living this life and they've got this car, whatever, and then they've got family members who are not doing so well.
If you don't mind me asking, sorry to interrupt you,
Sure.
has anyone tried to speak to your mom about the situation for her to perhaps have hopefully, how do I say, clearer or better understanding that, look, man, you're a grown man, you have your own responsibilities and stuff to deal with, and she needs to be reasonable in terms of understanding these things that you're dealing with. Has anyone spoken to her? No.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of family members that I've spoken to. I don't know what the conversation is about, but the conversation that they had with me was more of, just almost jokingly, like, overlook it, like, she's just trying to, see what, she's, because when I was growing up, they would try to find ways to get money from our fathers, for instance, by saying, this, I don't have enough, or they would go for this person and go to that person and kind of play them against each other. So I think they kind of look at it as a joke thing, but for me, I took it really personally because I know how hard I work and how much I've tried to help, and the conversations and things like that. So I think it's got to a point whereby I'm just looking at this as I've got to look at myself and look at the survival skill element and understand that I don't need to put myself in a position whereby I'm being taken advantage of, basically. I don't know if you've lost me or I've lost you. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. I think I might have lost you.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? My connect. If you can hear me, let me know, please. My connection just, I don't know, the internet, man. Bloody hell, man. All right, if you can hear me, great stuff. Let me bring Shane back, man. Right, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think I thought it was myself. So
yeah. It's just the internet got bad. Nice. Yeah, carry on, bro. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, so I think it's kind of got to a point now where I'm starting to sort of see the situation clearly. I'm in a much better position with a lot of different things, and I think it's just a case whereby I'm looking at it as, I think as the African diaspora, I think we've got a certain element of survivor's guilt. This happens, and I'm just saying, talking about one situation here with my mom, but I've had other situation with my brother, and I've had another situation with my cousins as well, and I kind of, there's a little element of myself that feels bad for, because I've been in Nigeria and I've lived there when I was doing my A level for 3 years, and I sort of know how difficult things are. But at the same time, you've got to take a step back as well and realize that everybody, people have arms and legs and a brain, and they can figure out things for themselves, and you don't always have to just jump in and say, oh, let me help you out, because I was always that kind of person. I've got to make sure everybody's good, but now I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to be doing that and put myself in a situation whereby I'm going to be taken advantage of, or people are going to take the mick, basically.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man.
No problem.
All right. Nice. Hello, Simi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I've been watching your shows for quite a while, and there's some very interesting stuff on there. And yeah, I think personally, I'm quite lucky to have parents that they've given me a foundation where, the foundation is look after yourself. My dad's passed away, but my mom's still alive, and
Right.
she's a nurse in the UK. And right now she's planning for her own retirement. She's working to save money for her. She's never said to me, "Oh, Simi, you know what? I'm going to be retiring soon. You need to look after me." She's never given me that kind of she never said anything about that to me. And in myself, I know that obviously I want to look after her, but I've also got to look after my own future as well.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I think the problem for a lot of Africans is we've come from a culture where, you know, right at the beginning, Africans had children to look after them. And so they've relied so much on this that they forget that the children themselves need to have their own lives. Our world has developed drastically. We're more educated. We travel. We see different cultures. We see different things, and you know, we're not, the mindset that they had then is not the mindset we're going to have now, because we're now seeing this whole different way of life. So we're not gonna have that, you know, same mindset anymore. And to have parents that still demand, family that still demand of their children to you know, to basically, you know, feed them, clothe them, do everything for them, and you know, not look after their own lives. It's a sad part of African life. To be fair, I think that problem is mainly in the African region. I mean, in the Western world, we don't see it's present, but we don't see it as much. It's present in the sense that the parents want the children to do what the parents couldn't do. But even to the detriment of the children.
You're right.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it still exists in the Western world. You'll see families. I don't know. They've had doctors or lawyers, and they want their children to follow in that footstep, and the children don't want that.
So let me ask you a question, Simi. Let me ask you a question. So, how do you think we, as the children or the younger ones, how can we hopefully change the mindset of a lot of these parents that have these very toxic, mindset and love to control and apply emotional blackmail, in some instances bully their children to submission to do their will and try to siphon funds out of them, and if not, they will run around the world 10 times to blackmail you and tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you're not good enough and stuff. How do you think we can?
I think the most important thing for children or for us is to have our voices, to be able to be brave enough to say, this is what I want to do. This is no or yes or whatever you want to say. Be brave enough to say it, because what's the worst that can happen? We forget that we're now adults. We can actually live our own lives. No one can say, if you say no, what's the worst that would happen? They're gonna throw a tantrum. They're gonna disown you. But what is that the worst that's gonna happen? You're not killing anybody by saying no.
Yeah.
We need to be brave enough to have our own voices.
And some of them threaten. I think. Sorry, I think you should mute your computer. I can hear myself. Some of them, they do something which is, these. It's rooted in religiosity and a lot of myth and lies. Because I actually had a conversation with a gentleman, right? This is somebody on the edge of 50, right? And the guy basically told me this face to face blatantly, that because all the threats that he gets from his parents about, if you don't do this and this, we're going to curse you, or you're not going to amount to something. I mean, the parents that can open their mouth to say that to their children, man. So I think it's mental conditioning, because when they make all those empty threats and stuff, and you're a lot of people are just terrified that there's that thing in the back of your mind that, something might happen to you, because they are, because they are your parents. This is what I always say to people: listen, they are your parents. That's fine. But before we apply that labeling of being a parent, they're humans like you. So This is not trying to disrespect anybody or undermine them, but I don't get this idea of you're going to curse your own kids. Oh, I even hear some parents, I've heard it, that they're so pained, they'll be like, oh, your children are going to do the same to you just because you can't siphon money out of your own children. That's cold-blooded, man. That's all I wanted to say, Simi. Are you still there?
I completely agree with you, but I think it's one thing that I feel like our people need to be able to recognize is when a relationship isn't good for you. And it's a very difficult, because we feel we're human beings, we love, we and the worst part is we don't believe that these people that we love can harm us.
Yeah.
So we want to, when they say all these things to us, we want to believe it, that, you know what, we've offended these people that we love so much, we want to make it better. But we need to start trying to realize when a relationship, whatever relationship, whether with parents, with siblings, when it becomes toxic, we need to, because I've always said this, you can't look after someone if you're not looking after yourself. If you're not okay mentally, physically, emotionally, you can't be there for anyone. You have to be a whole yourself before you start looking after anyone. So if someone is there trying to wish something bad on you, that person cannot love you. That person cannot care about you. So once you start learning that, hang on a second, this person that's saying this, they can't love me if this is what they wish for me, then maybe I need to reassess that relationship. Is it good for me? I've read a few books, and one of the books that I read, I don't remember the name now, and it was trying to basically get into the mind frame of going, actually, this relationship is, yes, I have my mother, she's my mother, I love her, but we need to start setting boundaries on how we relate to each other.
I agree.
I mean, my mom, bless her, I love her, and she's a wonderful woman. But there was a time when, you know, she wanted me to go to church all the time. She wanted me to go to church all the time. And she would say to me, Toba, I lost church. If you don't go to church, it's, you will not get what you want in life. You will not do this, you will not do that, you will not do this. And I used to tell her, you know what, yeah, this is my life. Let me make my own mistakes. I know you think what you're saying is what's best for me, but let me make my own mistakes and learn from them. And we have to be strong enough to be able to have these conversations with the ones that we love. Otherwise, what they think is best for us, or what they want, might not be what's best for us.
You're right. Is that everything you wanted to say, Simi? Yeah.
That's everything. Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. AC, are you there?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Phrankleen. I'm such a subscriber. Thank you so much for your platform. So, I'm a wedding planner in Nigeria. And when I saw your title, I have to say this. I've seen parents that borrow money. They take loans for their children's wedding. And I want to tell young people, it is not for you. Most times when they do this, they don't do that for you. They do it because they want to meet up with their friends. So you see children that want only 50 people at their wedding, their parents say, no, we want 2,000. We want 5,000, and they borrow. So when a parent say, I spent for her and I gave her, I even spent to their wedding, you find out that wedding was done just so that they look good in the face of all their peers. And then let's get to school. So you trained her in Oxford, you trained her in Harvard. She told you she wants to study something else, but no, Oxford is what all your friends and their children, that's where they're putting their people. You must go to Oxford. You must go to Harvard. I put you in this school. So all my friends will say, okay, we are in this same level. And then all this money, you put the pressure on the children. I'm afraid, in as much as we will blame the parents, I just feel that their time it's going, But we young people, I see us making that same mistake for a lot of people. Let's just be realistic. So look at our price. Look at the income margin for a lot of us based here in Nigeria. And you have people having 4, 5, 6 children. How old are you? You're doing the same thing. So we have young people saying, my son is going to play football. This one is going to be a doctor. You're becoming your parents. You're doing the same thing. You don't know yet, but you're doing the same thing. So now that first son, now you're pushing him to football training and he just wants to play. He just wants to do something, but no, it's a circle. It becomes a circle. And my heart goes out to everybody in diaspora that feels like, oh my God, I understand the pressure, especially coming from here. Most times we get those calls and pastors are milking it. They know that you are the heart of your parents. And if they tell you that, mommy, somebody wants to kill you, that your son in London, she will drink to her last kobo. Somebody wants, I'm seeing a vision, I'm seeing death, I'm seeing, does he have a friend named Kola? Kolas are everywhere. The possibility that you know a Kola is sure. Does he have a friend that is Jennifer in his office? Jennifer wants to kill him. And you see parents, even in churches, that's why it's been about 2 years plus or 3 years I've not been to, I just say, see, I have to keep away from these people. Some people are crazy. Seriously, we are intelligent and we have to know how to do things. If you want to give your parents money, I prefer you give them in a system. Pay for, Bolt is on now. If you get a Corolla, a Camry, and have them get those money monthly, that's the best you can do. Tell them that if you don't want to talk well with the driver and whatever, they get to 25,000 a week. That's 100,000 a month. That's a lot. If you even give them 2 Camrys, fairly used to Kumbo, you buy it maybe 1.8, 1.8, and just tell them, run this by monthly. So you're no longer under any obligation to be sending random £500 here, £1,500 here, their neighbor's child's wedding. They will call you, their uncle's, auntie's cousin. No. I know that a lot of times we feel it's our parents. I personally told my dad one day, I used to be very afraid of my father because growing up, he was very strict. And I told him, I said, you know what? I feel that you did not really enjoy life. I mean, I appreciate that you did so much for all of us, but I would have loved for you to have spent more on yourself. I mean, I have a son now. My dad comes around. He still gives my son, like till today, married 5 years, my dad brings provision to my house. My husband, he gives me share of rent. You know, those kind of fathers that will follow you forever. But sometimes I say, you know what? It's okay to have your space. It's okay to go for holiday. I'm okay. I'm fine. You know, I just feel like our parents, the only thing they know is us. They don't have life. They don't have any other thing. Vacation is foreign. Why would I go for vacation when I can pray in the mountain for my children? It's that pressure alone. My mom is fasting on end. Sometimes she's looking lean. Why are you fasting? I saw vision. Don't see what vision. I feel so hot. I feel so, yes, they know that your parent likes you. So of course, pastors will milk it. Of course. And they see funny visions that are just lies. So I seriously feel that. Yes. And you know, for us now, I feel as young people, please, it's okay to have one. I was telling a friend of mine, I said, I have just my son. And right now, with the finance and everything, this is who I can raise. I don't need 7. It's just the gospel truth. I have to be in a position where I do not blame my son in the future for things that I missed now. I do not want to blame my daughter. I don't want to blame my children. I don't want to tell them tomorrow that, oh, I wanted to go for my master's. I wanted to go for my MBA, but I had a lot of you and I had to wait. I had to sit down in the. That's not their business. It was on you to make that decision and have that many children. So I want us to do not do what your parents did. If we are complaining about them, okay, they didn't have internet. Okay, they didn't have all this. Now we have the information. There's any decision you're taking now. Take that decision in light of, okay, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, I will not blame my son. I will not blame my daughter because I sat at home and did nothing. That is just the gospel truth. Because if we do things and say, oh, I'm sitting at home looking, I'm a housewife now so that I can take care of my children with my chest, and then if you're going to be happy with it 20 years from now, fantastic. But if 20 years from now, you're going to drag your daughter's ear and say, when my mates were making money, I was sitting and watching you. Nobody sent you. Nobody sent you. Don't do that, because you become your parents. we have young people doing it. If we shout for our parents, we should also. But for the guy, I know I talk so fast. Jesus, hope I'm not talking too much. For the guy that the parents, for the guy that his parents are blackmailing, this is one thing I have to say. I feel Nigerians, we always downplay mental health. So your parents do not know that telling you that will lay a curse on you, it's taking a toll on your mental health. Change your number. Because the truth is, they will not die. They will be very okay. If you look well, they have 5 million, 4 million, they have money in their accounts. But they just feel, as long as you're in the UK, especially people that are there, they feel, especially the ones they sent there. Oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. If it's your parents that sent you there, you will continue to pay that debt. Even pastors don't milk that much. It's like, they are like the SARS. They collect so much money. Why? Is it just by existing? You're paying your parents because they gave birth to you just for existence fee. Okay, thank you for bringing me into this world. Thank you every month, every other month. No, I feel that young man should change his number. I mean, 50 is even a lot. He's not young again. Change the number. It's okay, because even here we have parents that are. I don't want to go like say it so far, but I have seen cases where they do witchcraft. If you're in diaspora, they do witchcraft. So when they call you, you don't even know. You put yourself in debt. Witchcraft. I know a lot of Nigerians can relate to this. That uncle that is calling you, don't even pick his call. Most times there are different things they say into different things before they call you. Be very careful. I know for me, I might not be so much of a churchy person, but I take things that are spiritual very serious. The moment you're not that close to that uncle, why is he calling you? Why is he checking on you? He should send a mail. He doesn't need to hear your voice. You don't know where they are recording your voice. He should send a mail. It's fine. They might hate you because they say you're proud, you're rude, but protect your space, protect your energy. That's why some people, they don't even know. Most of those emails, if you check it, a lot of people will tell you that I don't know how I got into debt. I have sent this much money. And it almost sounds foolish. It almost sounds like, why didn't you say no? Don't blame them. Franklin, don't blame them. Witchcraft. This is reality. They use witchcraft. Just like those Yahoo boys use. Some people, oh my God, some family members go that far. It's not fair. Being in Nigeria, we see it. And also people that are around. If your parents want to take loan for your wedding, don't allow them. If they are going to blame you tomorrow, it's okay. I can have a small wedding. I see that battle every day. I'm a wedding planner every day. But what they do not know is that those big weddings, for some other parents, is like pocket change. You can't meet up with those ones. It's like pocket change. They tell you, oh, whatever the bride wants. That man is a billionaire. But you now go and take loan for your own daughter. Why? Then we see a class of parents that show up a week to the wedding. They came in from the States. All they need to do is, oh, planner, what's left? Take this money. And it's like a gift. These are different parents. Some parents have done it. It's like a gift they are giving to their children. It's not something that they suffered and hustled. And frankly, you see, this is our life. This is my life that I want to live. It's not a suffering motherhood, though. I'm not about that life. I have rich auntie vibes. I cannot suffer. Gucci looks good on me. I'm not using it to pay anybody's school fees. The one I have is okay. You have to, if we don't take care of ourselves, you not be blaming when people are buying bags. I did not, because look at some parents. I mean, when last did you change your wardrobe? You're paying school fees, you're paying college, you're paying this. I told my dad, because my youngest sister is 14 years younger than me. That age gap alone just shows that I'm her mother. I'm her mother because I trained her the whole of her secondary school. And my father keeps saying, oh, thank you. And I say, but the truth is, when you're giving birth to this girl, you know fully well that it's me. It becomes like my first daughter. Do you understand? Like, there are some children that we know, especially those of us that are first or elders in the family, you know that this your brother is your son. Because you just have to take care of it. It's out of your parents' league. They are old. Why did you give birth to that child? That child becomes your child. So I told my dad, you see, she's not going to school immediately. I want her to do this. I want her to follow this. He said, okay. Yes, because if she is my child, I want her to go and think of what she wants to do, because I will not make the mistake you people made. Or you're going to do engineering, go and do medicine. No, go and think. I will not spend school fees on something you will not use. You keep the certificate for me. I will slap you. I don't have that kind of money. So use 1 year and go and know. If you want to bake, go and learn baking. If you want to cook, go and learn catering. Just let's be very direct, because we have parents that lived their dream through us, took the certificate. especially those abroad. You did a PhD you had no business doing, because your parents say it's either you're a medical doctor or you're a doctor, but you shall be a doctor.
You're absolutely right.
Bad. You must be a doctor so that they know, oh, there's a doc, mama,
They use all of these things. You're right. I love what you said just now. And I've said that before, even in previous shows. These parents, they determine. I had a friend, who came here to the UK, studied, became a chartered accountant. The guy is into creative agency now. Who told me that I never wanted to become an accountant. The parents imposed it. When the father died, he couldn't look at his dad to say no. So once the father died, he was then able to come out of his shell and then go in the of what he really wanted to do. And you know why? The dad said, my best friend's firstborn is a chartered accountant, so you must become a accountant. Why?
Why? In my family, my mom says, oh, this other person, there's a doctor, because I went into school to study medicine. Not because I would have ever thought I would be a medical doctor.
There was a guy, sorry to cut you. Sorry to cut you. There's a guy that sent me an email and said, Phrankleen, I've been watching you for like a couple of years now. And he said, since I've been saying no to my family back home, he said to me, this is one of my favorite emails that I got a few days ago. It goes, Phrankleen, I blocked a lot of people. I told them that I don't have any job in America. And he said, as I am talking to you, for the first time in my life since I've been abroad, I've managed to save nearly 5 million naira. I said, bro.
Wow.
And before that, even it was so bad, this guy was actually sending money to even his older brothers on a monthly basis. They were bullying him. So when he blocked everybody, he was then able to start putting money aside for himself. So this was about 4 days ago. And the guy said, I've got about 5.3 million naira saved.
Oh my God. I think the problem people do not realize, they feel whenever they talk about your payments there abroad, they convert it. They convert it and it sounds big in their ears. They forget that there's tax and that's how much you used to live. I don't think anybody should feel any pressure blocking anybody. You know why? We pay rent yearly. You pay monthly. You can make one mistake and go out of job, and before you know, the person is on the streets. But here we have one uncle. Any day they're hungry, they will stagger into somebody's house and eat. They open fridge and they eat. It's not so abroad. So why won't they be a bit lenient? I mean, people stagger into people's weddings. I'm a wedding planner now. They come into weddings hungry, eat well and go, because Nigeria will feed everybody. And that person has survived for the day. But you can't do that abroad. So when you
I'll tell you for free. I have childhood friends. I like dudes who are like my age mate and stuff, right? Sometimes when I go to Nigeria, I'm a logical guy. So I look at them. They tell you, oh, Nigeria is hard. Nigeria. Okay, fine. Look, we get it. But when I assess you as an individual on a personal level, and I'm looking at you, you're living in your uncle's 4-bedroom bungalow that your uncle had built maybe in the 80s. Your uncle is no longer alive. His wife is elderly now. You have a big bedroom to yourself. You have air conditioning. There's a generator in the background. One of your cousins gave you a Camry, 2006 Camry. You have that packed. You're not paying rent. You're not paying any taxes, right? You have another cousin. You have another cousin in America that's giving you 30,000, 40,000 naira a month. And here you are talking to me, grabbing your balls, scratching your balls and telling me, you know, your brother who is in America is not really helpful. He's very wicked. And I'm looking at these fools like, dude.
Phrankleen, they are lying. They are lying. They have money. They have money because the truth is our cost of living is lower. It's just that somebody that is beggarly will always beg, even a billionaire. They feel that as long as you can say yes, they will collect. So if you are a giver, they will collect as long as you keep giving. As long as you're able to say yes, they are not tired of taking. But the day you say no, they go to the next prey. It's just simple. They will never be full, even if you give him 2,000 pounds. The next day, if you try to say, okay, I don't have today, I'm giving you 500, he will insult you. It's logic here. They have the money, and that money he's giving because it's free and because he didn't work for it, they will blow it on Friday. You won't even see 50 kobo. Why? Because you're not paying rent. You have a car. They will finish it on drinks. This is something we see every day. That's why I prefer
Thank you.
parents are worrying you. Just give
Let me
them
tell you something. Man, you are an angel, man. You're a star for coming tonight to say this. I love this conversation. You know, I went home about 3 odd years ago, right? There was a friend of mine. He was talking about, there's no job, blah, blah, blah. And I was rolling my eyes. Yeah. Watch this. So there was this lady but you know, they do this thing in Nigeria. You would know these, you know, these Indomie that they can put all sorts of things inside, sausage, sometimes egg. They're really nice, you know. I tried a couple in Lagos. Man, they're nice. If you buy from people that know how to do all those recipes. Now, check this. So this guy was complaining, and this is the same guy where the weekend prior, when I landed in Nigeria, we were at a friend's father's burial. Yeah, another friend's father's burial. This guy was spraying money. I don't like spraying. It's not my thing. Yeah. So I sat at the back at the reception. I was working. I was eating, drinking, and watching people. So eventually, he came to my hotel room and he was telling me about how broke he was. He's struggling. Doesn't have anything. So another friend sat. So I was asking him. I said, "Dude," and then he was complaining about his brother abroad, how they're not helping, and like what I was saying there to someone, their mom to join hands to be attacking the siblings abroad. So I was trying to explain. I said, "Bro, the life abroad is totally different from what you know down here. Like they are two poles apart. But of course, when you start to blow grammar, you're not reaching out to them. It's like you're throwing water at a rock." So I kept quiet. Then I said, "Dude, let's get you like a little small space that you can use like a small size restaurant, yeah?" We went to check a place, like a little shop, not too big, yeah? Where the people can sit down and chill and enjoy pepper soup and drink. The landlady that owned that space said she would charge maybe 9,000 naira a month for the space. I said, easy. So the other friend, one of my other friends who came from the States, I said, "Bro," I said, "I can pay for that space for a year for the shop and stuff. And then we get you everything, Indomie supply and stuff. So, you know, you can even get somebody, an assistant chef, you know, start cooking, making pepper soup. We'll use WhatsApp and social media to let people know, you know, before you know, boys will come around and you can start making money." Because I remember meeting a guy in somewhere in Lagos, and this guy told me that on a daily basis, he would take home 80 to 90,000 naira after finishing. This is somewhere in Lekki. And I'm like, wow, per night. And on weekends, you can take home 120, 130. It depends on the traffic and stuff. So guess what? I told this dude, right? Let's help you. Let's set you up with this. Do you know what he said to me? He said, "I'm a big boy. I can't
exactly." Come to That's what I wanted to say, because
you're a big boy.
I have something that I always say. I say you cannot be broke and proud. You have to choose one. You have to choose one. You cannot be broke and proud, because the truth is, most people you're lazy, broke and proud. If you give them car and say, okay, do both, people earn like 250 a month. They won't do it. If you say, okay, do that Indomie, there's a guy that sells small chops at my junction, making that same ball figure, 80 to 90. Some days, some weeks are very good. But you see some people say, I'm a graduate, I can't do that. I'm this, I can't do that. I run a business in Nigeria. Taxing is not as cash.
AC, hold on. Let me ask you something quickly before you carry on talking. What type of business do you run?
An event planning business.
Do you want to come on my show and come and talk about it? I don't mind if you advertise your business. I don't mind. Come and advertise.
Oh, sure, no problem. Oh, sure, no problem.
Do you have my email address? I'll put it on the screen.
Food channel.
1960 at gmail.com. Please send me an email. I'm going to bring you on. Let's communicate via email. I want to bring you on and come and talk about running business. You talk about your business. You name your brand.
Okay.
Advertise.
Oh wow, so great. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
yeah. I
Thank you
like
so
your
much.
spirit. So I don't mind
Thank you
doing that.
so
And
much.
I'm sure you're going to generate a lot of business on here.
Thank
All
you
right?
so much. Thank you so. I don't want to take everybody's time, but seriously,
No.
I seriously
Don't
enjoy
worry about
speaking
it.
with you.
Don't worry
I
about
enjoy
it.
speaking with you.
I believe in putting positivity into the universe, and you get it in return.
Exactly.
So don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So
send me an
I
email,
just
please.
feel
Send me an email.
Okay, sure I will. I feel that, like I said, the best way to help out is systems. So if you have a brother that is disturbing you, he should get a second-hand Camry and start both. If he's too proud for that, you cannot do any business, then he has no business calling you. How long are you going to marry for him? We have done, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't marry, I can't call you now. What happened? I'm waiting for my brother in US to fund your wedding. Then who is funding your marriage? Then who will pay for your bills? He will also pay for your house. You can't help somebody that does not want to be helped. If they keep seeing you as a free cash flow, they will use it until you're spent and they will go to the next person. So there has to be a system, whether parents, if you maybe your dad or your mom, 2 to 3 cars, they should handle it. They should talk to the drivers, 25K a week, anything they want to do with the money. That way they shouldn't call you. When you call them and you have excess, that's on you. But you put a system. Bolt is doing very well. Nobody should lie to anybody. They are doing very well. They are earning a lot of money. Even if you tell them, okay, tell the driver, because the best way, frankly, so that the driver doesn't run with the car. You say, okay, if you run, I bought this car 1.5, that's just on you. But you tell the driver, raise me 2.5 and keep the car. He will be able to manage that car well. He will meet his target and surpass it. In a year, he will give you the money. That way, you know you have somebody that is competent, and that money is not for you. They should be giving your parents. They should sort anything out. So you tell them, mommy, any ashrebi that is 200,000, you can't wait. You can't do that. You can't go to church. And I listened to a guy. I've also pissed. You're billing your mother from a title of 550. I need to know that pastor. That's stealing. That's stealing. That's wrong. And me, I'm from Port Harcourt. Would they beat those kind of people? They need to conk in head. That's stealing. It's not nice. This is you're taking money. The moment they know you have somebody abroad, that's the end. That's the end. Guys, I seriously enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Phrankleen, for this
Thank you, AC. Send me the email, right? Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Make sure you send me the email so I can arrange to bring you back on the platform. I want you to come and talk about your business, your industry, because we have so many diasporans who would definitely, if they don't, they probably would love to do business with you. They would also like to gain an insight into your type of industry back home. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really, really.
You have to pay your tithes. That's the first thing I have to do. Since you have to pay your tithes. Thank you so much for your show. It's been very educative. I really enjoyed. I've been watching you for almost 2 years, and I'm the guy who reached out to you on Facebook concerning my wife's cooking channel. And thank you so much. You really educate people. The first thing I would say, because I heard people talk a little bit about pastors, I just want to address that one. I just want to say that any pastor who says you sow a seed, I don't care, irrespective of the pastor, for a blessing from God, that's a scammer. Now, I will give some lags for some other pastors. Maybe they have not been well educated, but we don't get money by sowing seed. You don't get money by giving an offering. And I'm one of those who believe that every pastor should have a job and work to make their own money. Now, if you look at the richest people in the world, check Mark Zuckerberg. If that is true, pastors should get a job. Mark Zuckerberg, how much tithe did he pay to make $90 billion? What about Elon Musk? What about Bill Gates? What about Jeff Bezos? How much tithes did those people pay? You become rich by innovation and hard work. And I can say it without any shame that hard work will always beat prayer. I don't care how much prayer you pray. Hard work will always beat it. You work hard and you invest. You work hard, you invest. That will always beat prayer. All this scam. Unfortunately, the pastor's career now is such a disgrace because people who have failed in life, you try school, it did not work out for you, and then you successfully failed in life. The last thing they become is to become a pastor. They become a pastor, and then they want to manage all those people who have PhDs. And people are so gullible and people are so stupid because they don't read their Bibles. So I think especially Africans that are just the whole slave for the whole religion stuff. Jesus is so simple, and Jesus did not do all this scamming that we see people do all over the place. You should give offering out of love, and God does not require a certain percentage of your money. It's a scam. I'm just sorry. I just said that, and I just want to move past that topic. Well, another thing we're talking about is like the black tax. I have watched some of your videos where you address the black tax and all this freaking amount of guilt that they put on us in the diaspora. Like, if you came to America or to the UK and your family had to sell a parcel of land to get you there, it's okay. I understand that. Well, you know what? They made some financial negotiations and you have to work some of the money and then pay back that money. That would make sense. Work their money and pay what they borrowed. Then now you should be able to assist your family just how you're able. You don't have to stress yourself. And one thing I've decided to do, because I've been in America for 10 years, and Phrankleen, if I show you my MoneyGram account, you will be shocked. Because I do everything online. I'm a cloud engineer by profession. I'm a pastor by calling. If I show you what I have spent out on MoneyGram, sometimes I'm scared to look at that. And the last year, July 9 was my birthday, and I told my wife, now I'm born again. I'm getting born again. I'm starting my life all over again. Guess what? I'm 39. I'm not going to do this crap anymore. I'm going to shut down my MoneyGram account. And this is what I'm recommending to all Africans. You should look for one person in your family or one person anywhere that you're related to that you want to help. Invest in that person. Help that person. Give them a career. And when you're done, move on. You cannot save the whole world. You cannot be Jesus. Even Jesus did not save the whole world. He came, he tried, and then he turned into us, Pastor, you guys continue. You cannot save the whole world. Because when you drop dead, life is going to move. You're not indispensable. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. The thousands of dollars I've sent to Africa, if I had just taken that money and bought shares of some company, invested in a mutual fund, I'll be freaking rich today. I'll be extremely rich. I'll probably be retiring in the next 2 or 3 years. And so I'm shocked. But the shocking part also is, if I look at the return of investment on all that I sent to Africa, there is zero. They can't show me what they use that money to do. So one of the few things I did, I changed my strategy about 4 years ago, where 8 of us from my mother, and the last 2 callers, the lady before this one said something really good, that when African parents give birth, if you're the world doing son, you become the father to the rest. I just understood that concept. So I started working hard. I started looking for papers for my brothers. I got them here, and all 6 of us are here. There are just 2 left in Africa, the older ones. And I also decided to freeze all spending. I'm like, hey, you know what? I got 3 kids now. I have to care for these children. I can't keep sending money. Where does it end? And cost of living here also is expensive. So look for one person, invest in that person's life, and then you move on. Follow God and serve God out of love. Don't waste your money. Give miracle, breakthrough, first fruit, all this fraud and all this scam. It's never going to get you rich. If I was a little smarter, because a lot of people, when they'll call you from Africa, that, oh, Stans, I need money. And then when you send money, they call you, oh, Papa, God bless you. Papa, God bless you. God no go bless you, no nothing. The money I get that, it wasn't prayer and all those wishes that gave me that money. You have to work hard to make that money. So I really thank you so much for your show. I'm not going to take all your time, but I want to say one last thing. Just one last thing. We should stop impressing people. Don't impress nobody. I don't impress nobody. Like, I'm a pastor. I'm not just going to talk and just go with that one verse. First Peter 1 verses 24 says, all men are like grass. All men are like grass. We are here today, we bribe, we show off, and tomorrow we are wiped away. All those people whom you are giving money to Africa, left and right, to impress them, so you have a good name and good thing, and people can say, oh, empty, cheap praise to you when you are broke, you are living in debt. They are like grass. People's opinion change every second. I'm married. Some days I tell my wife, oh, you're the best woman in the whole world. 2 hours later, she offends me. I'm like, how the heck did I get married to you? And then in the evening, when I want something from her, I'm like, oh, Mama, you're the sweetest in the whole world. People's opinion will change about you. Stop impressing people. It's a waste of time. Because if you don't impress people, you won't go into debt. You won't be taking your money, sending up and down. Don't care about the words of men. A lot of people, Phrankleen, you've given money to, you'll be shocked if someday you can listen to what they actually say about you. You will be shocked. You will be devastated. All I have to say is, my friends, let no pastor scam you. Hard work, hard work, hard work. The Bible recommends hard work. That is the way to freedom. All this stupid offering is not going to help you. It's not going to take you anywhere. And on the final note, I hope my mom is watching this video. If tithes and offering were making people rich, my mother should have been on Forbes list or Bloomberg Billionaire Index, because she's paid that tithe. But right now, as I'm talking to you, all the money that she has is my money that I gave her. So let's stop that noise and let us work hard. Let us invest, and Let's not impress people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Nice. Thank you, Pastor Stan. I appreciate it. Right. On that note, because it's nearly 10 p.m., it's past 9. I have to go get a Chinese takeaway. And then unfortunately, because of the pandemic, I think places close at 10 o'clock. So sorry for people in the background if I can't bring you on. I promise to do my best, a lot better next time. But thank you for the contributions. Thank you, Pastor Stan. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's your boy, Phrankleen. Common Sense Sisters, don't worry. Next time I'll bring you on. I love you guys. You know I love you. I love your energy. AC, you're coming back on this platform. If you're still listening, send me your email to foodchannel1960@gmail.com. It's your boy, Phrankleen. Peace out. Without all.